Yeah, the yard's a little bit of a mess. There's just kind of like crap everywhere, but that's not really going to stop us from showing off the new car that we got sitting in the shed. This is probably one of the nicest things I've bought so far. It just works. It's sick, it's two-door, it's EFI swap, so I think these came out with a 3K or a 4K engine. This has got a 7K EFI engine from a Toyota something. Some kind of Toyota van, minivan kind of thing. Give you guys a quick little walk around of it. Hear the fuel pump kind of whirring away under there. The interior is all complete, like there's nothing missing there at all. Works as far as I know. I don't really know. The only thing that I've noticed that doesn't work, or at least I think it doesn't work, the temp gauge just kind of, once it starts to get warm, it just kind of keeps climbing and doesn't really stop. So getting an external temp gauge is already in the books to be done to this. Here's the best part, like the engine. Whoever did the swap, if I can find the latch for it, whoever did the swap did a really, really good job of just making it look all factory. Like, how good does all that fit in there? Even the factory airbox, stock radiator, just everything looks so clean in there. Give you guys a little rev on this thing and we'll go for a quick drive around the block as well. The thing sounds so aggressive, man. This thing's going to be ridiculous driving through a tunnel or like a back road. Obviously not fanging it on a back road because it's still like mostly stock suspension. It has been lowered, but the skinniest wheels I've ever seen on any car. That's nasty. Alright, we're gonna go take it for a drive around the block and see how this goes. Okay, so this thing it is lowered. I think it's just got like cut springs in it. I don't think it's been lowered properly. So it definitely drives like a 40-year-old car with cut springs in terms of how it feels on the road. But it sounds amazing when you get on it. It's got a bit of juice under it, or at least more than what the Lancer does. The Lancer's terrible. The Lancer's so slow. When you're off the gas, so there's a lot of vibration coming from somewhere. Could be like a transmission mount is like worn out. Oh god. There's a mount somewhere that I think is pretty hammered. Well, let's not avoid those. The steering, pretty precise compared to the Lancer. The Lancer's shocking. I'm going to be comparing this thing to the Lancer a lot of the time, just because that's the only other car I have that I can compare it to. The steering is actually pretty light. Like, it's maneuverable, but you do feel a bit of slop, more so from the suspension rather than from the steering. I think that's probably just because the bushes are like completely shagged out, so probably some polyurethane bushes will fix all that up. It'll tighten everything up nicely. Oh, the body roll! Oh, it bounces, Jesus! This also does have a 5-speed gearbox, so highway cruising will be so much more enjoyable in this thing. But I think definitely some sound deadening. Oh, the bumps are terrible. Some sound deadening. I'm not sure how how the GoPro's coping with all these bounces either, on how stable it's going to be. There is no radio that works in this thing, I have discovered. I've tried to get this thing working, but I've been unsuccessful. All the heating and dials and all that stuff here, that all works, which is nice because the Lancer doesn't. So you have like no air circulation unless you open up the window. And the gear changes in this feel so crisp. Like they're so smooth. I don't know what gearbox is in this. It's not the factory gearbox. But it is an absolute laugh to drive, I will say. It has brought a smile to my face every single, oh god. The bumps as well, bumps all included. This thing is such a joy to drive. Oh. We gotta sort out this suspension. Yeah, I definitely want to get some like decent tires on this thing before we take it for like a spirited drive on some mountain road. Oh, a smooth road. Here we go. That's probably going to be the end of the video. I've said everything I need to say anyway. Oh, it's up. We've been having the RAF base have had their jets coming and doing their like practice flights and stuff over the top of us the last couple of days, and it scares the shit out of me every single time. But that's it for this thing. This thing is so fun. I can't wait to like start modifying it as well. I got to turn this thing around so I can go home. Because I still don't know if that's going to blow up on me or if we're still